Today I'm going to talk about OPT rules. Now, if you are in the United States and you are an international student, OPT is definitely not a new word to you. It stands for Optional Practical Training, and it's in a sense a work permit you get after you complete your education, and you get it for a minimum of 12 months depending on what you study, where you can work in the US. And some people use this to transition to a work visa, some people use this to transition to a permanent resident, some people just use this to get work experience before they go back home. Either way, there are some rules that if you break them, you won't be able to work. That is, your application will be denied, and these are those rules. Number one, the 30-day rule. Now, this rule is so new that I just found out a few months ago. Well, at least I don't know if it existed in my time. But you have 30 days from when you are issued a new I-20 with the OPT application on it for you to submit your application packet to USCIS and for them to receive it. So you have 30 days. So if, for example, your designated school official printed out your new I-20, and I should not say new I-20, what ends up happening is once you indicate interest in applying for OPT and you qualify, meaning you have either completed the program or met the minimum requirements for pre-completion OPT, your DSO will put in your information into the system and print out a new I-20 that has your request for OPT on it. Now, once you get that I-20, you're supposed to submit it with the rest of your documents for your application. You have 30 days for USCIS to get that document. If they get it even 1 day after 30 days, your application will be denied. Meaning you wait the 4 months that every person is waiting, at least as of today, and still have your application denied. And I just want to add, when you do mail your application, you have to give a window of 2 weeks, because it's not just the mailing process, it's also it being processed and received when it gets to the office, and that could take a few days. So really, you have about a week and a half from when that I-20 hits your hand to when you can mail it off to the right office. This is very important because a lot of people don't know. You just think that, whenever I have everything together, I'll do that. My recommendation is that you gather all the documents while you're waiting for the I-20 to be issued to you from the DSO, or you let the DSO know when you don't have enough days left on that I-20 so that they could print out a new one or put in a new request for you. Because if it by 1 day goes outside that 30-day window, you'll be denied. Number two is a 60-day rule. So you have 60 days from when your program is completed to apply for OPT. 60 days. Same thing with the 30-day rule. They have to receive your application within that 60 days. Like, you cannot wait until the 60th day and then mail it, or like 2 days to the 60th day and then mail it. No. They have to have your application in their system and accepted or received within that 60 days. And so if you're contemplating whether you want to apply for OPT or not, or things are not quite looking good financially or other reasons, please keep this in mind, because if you exceed 60 days after the completion date of your program, and your program end date is on your I-20, so if you go past 60 days, or if they receive your application 60 days after that, they are also going to deny it automatically. The third rule is a 90-day rule, and this one, honestly, I haven't met anybody that broke this rule, because it means that, or it pretty much states that you cannot apply for OPT more than 90 days before your program ends. And so if your program is supposed to end at the end of May, you cannot apply for OPT before May, April, March. So you can't apply for OPT before the beginning of March. Meaning they can't receive your application before then. If they do, they are not going to pay it any attention. But typically, people don't have the problem of like start doing things too early. If you are in the exception, and we are in awe of you. It's typically the late rules that get people. And finally, this one is a bonus. Make sure all your documents are in the packet. Like, I advise that you have a checklist and you pretty much bring out each document and just do like a check beside it and put it in the envelope. Because again, if your application is not complete, it will either slow the decision or just make them deny your application outrightly. It could be quite traumatic if you were banking on an OPT and it is just denied, because it puts you in a very, very interesting position. Number one, once your application is denied, you're pretty much out of status because your service record will be closed and you have to leave the country. Number two, if you have a job, it's hard when they are waiting for your OPT to come through and you're not getting any positive response. And it could be very frustrating if any or all of this is tied to your financial, existence or sustenance in the country. And so, yes, these are some rules that you should keep to heart when you apply for OPT. OPT season is around the corner. So I hope these rules are helpful. And I am more than happy to take questions about OPT. I'm going to be covering different topics on this, but please, if you know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody that needs a familiar face, or somebody that has gone through the process. I applied for OPT twice in the US, and I could definitely share more personally some tips that could help you navigate the process before the full blog post or the video appears. Well, I hope this has been helpful. Don't forget to share with your friends, and please comment below and tell me some things that what was your experience like? What did you learn from your experience? What did you hate about your experience? What would you like to warn people about? We are all learning from each other. Until I come your way again,